Hey guys, welcome back to CMoSpeaks. Craig here with you, and today we're going to touch upon an interesting topic. Are you pricing yourself out of the market? Now, as we go to these trying times we know as the pandemic, we've all racked our heads with a lot of strategies and business propositions to make sure that our business stays afloat, um, citing to our stakeholders that we know what we're doing, right? But sometimes the decisions that we make eventually kind of have a negative effect on the business. Now, one of those negative effects is pricing yourself out of the market. And now, what is basically pricing yourself out of the market? Now, pricing yourself out of the market is nothing but pricing your goods or services at a price that is extremely high so that nobody ends up buying it. Now, trust me, that is something you don't want to do, no matter how, you know, lucrative it seems, because um, it's such a cutthroat competition right now, and you've got competition lowering the rates, dropping the rates at prices which don't really seem feasible to run a business, and it makes you question the ethics. Now, as sales leaders, you have a daunting task to make sure that you need to keep bringing the right top line to the organization, and you need to make sure that the money keeps rolling in so that salaries get paid and the business stays afloat. So sometimes looking at low lying fruit may definitely not seem lucrative, no matter how confusing and at times tempting it is. So how do you go about it then? It's very simple. I'll give you a classic example of the automobile industry. Let's take Maruti for example. Maruti has always been known in India as the tried and tested automotive giant, which has been most of Indians' first car purchase. And over the course of time, they've managed to revamp themselves and repackage themselves in such a way wherein which now people look at them also as premium. Look at the Nexa showrooms, and at times I believe the Nexa showrooms are doing even better than, let's say, even the Maruti non-premium cars, because a lot of people who've aspired to buy a Maruti or their first car have thought, why not put a little bit more money and buy a little bit more premium car, and it's not ultra luxury. Give another example right now. Let's look at the Lexus division of Toyota Motors, which is the ultra luxury division, which competes with the likes of a Mercedes, a BMW, or let's even pick up an Infiniti division, which is the luxury division of Nissan. Now, my point over here is not to talk about cars, but my point over here is you need to look at how you're pricing your products or services by repackaging it. Now, how do you repackage it? You may ask. It's simple. Um, what you could probably do is, see, first you need to get the customer to come into the door, and a lot of time people look at bringing the customer to the door by throwing in a very low priced service or product and letting the customer come in. Now, ideally, when you're bringing in that type of a customer, they are only coming in for that, so you're never going to be able to sell it at a premium. So if you're looking at higher ADRs or higher GOPs or higher GOP percentages, they're not going to come to this exercise. What you ideally need to do is take a package which work for you, revamp the value add-ons and package additions that you could look at, which would seem probably the premium to you at this stage and seem not viable, but look at it. Now, why do we need to look at that? We need to look at that simply because by looking at that, what we're doing is we're positioning a very high value package to the customer, the end customer, which not necessarily is a very, very low price, probably somewhere in between. But by bringing that, we're bringing that customer indoors into the product services that you have to offer. And once you have that customer inside, you need to have a string of other possible packages available, which could be at a slight more premium in addition to that. So eventually the customer sees a value in picking the next package, which is at a higher price, bringing in that additional sale to you. So in short, bringing you that additional value, which would add to a better top line and eventually a better higher profit percentage, and making you, my dear sales leader, look fantastic in front of your management and your relative stakeholders. So, food for thought. Look at what you're doing right now. Look at how you could design it in such a way where it's going to add more value and you've got your sale. If you like what you see, please do hit the like button. And if you think this could help someone, please do share it in your circles and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you again in the next episode. Happy selling.